Mickiewicz. Herzlich willkommen, the false Justin Pipe. Achtelfinals ist The Voice, Ross Bray.
Well, the European Darts Open continues here live from the Ostermann Arena in Leverkusen, and we are guaranteed one unseeded player through to the quarterfinals tonight. We may see more. We saw a number of seeded players get knocked out yesterday, but the only top seed, the only one in the top 8 to go was Daryl Gurney, and that was the hands of that man right there, Ron the Bomb Meulenkamp, at the back of the stage. He hit 7 180s in his victory over Super Chin. The average wasn't particularly spectacular. It wasn't even 90. But the maximums from Ron the Bomb helped him take out the number 5 seed. Justin Pipe, meanwhile, took out the in-form Ian White, the most recent winner on the Pro Tour. And it means that we have 2 unseeded players, guys, who had to come through qualifiers to get here, facing off for a spot in the quarterfinals. Justin Pipe, a former Euro Tour winner. Ron, a former semi-finalist on the European Tour. And a massive opportunity for one of these guys to make the final session of action. The winner will take on either the world champion Rob Cross or the motor mouth Richard North, another unseeded player. Paul Nicholson alongside me in the commentary box for this one, as Justin Pipe, the Force, takes on Ron the Bomb Meulenkamp.
Not sure what was more of a shock yesterday, the amount of 180s that Ron hit or the fact that Daryl Gurney didn't get any.
You wouldn't be surprised to see 7 180s or more in that match, but you'd think that Super Chin would have the lion's share of them. He didn't get a single one. Very lacklustre display from the Northern Irishman. We'll see if he can get back to winning ways in his home country of Belfast on Thursday night in the Premier League.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting night for Daryl. I'm actually looking forward to it for him.
Yeah, well, he's about to become a dad as well for the first time.
Gentlemen, first leg Justin to throw first. Game on!
But let's forget about Daryl Gurney. His campaign came to an end at the earliest possible opportunity. Justin Pipe, the new pariah of PDC darts. Booed on his walk-on, booed in his first visit. And it all stems back from that World Championship thing against Bernie Smith. And people are evidently desperate to hold a grudge about it. He's been punished. He had a $3 grand fine. And he's just looking to get on with it. And I know he's been goading the crowd a bit, but he's trying to do it in good humour, which I think is about as much as he can manage. It's either you keep your head down and say nothing, or you just try and laugh it off.
Can't do any more than he's doing. Just getting on with it.
What's Paul the Asset Nicholson's advice on dealing with a hostile crowd, I wonder?
Not what I did. Don't use expletives.
No.
Don't use gestures.
Yeah.
That's the end of it, really.
Well, look, you learn from experience, whether
Absolutely.
it's your own or somebody else's.
Couldn't agree more.
But what he has done well this weekend, Justin Pipe, and he's not thrown brilliant darts, but he's only lost 3 legs. He beat Michael Rastovitz in the first round, then beat Ian White 6-1. Didn't give him a look in. He finished pretty well against the Diamond. And it's just kind of negated any sort of factor that the crowd might play.
Hasn't had an easy run of it, has he, Pipe? Dolan, Richie Burnett, the Street Fighter Scorpion kick. Michael Rastovitz, never an easy game. He didn't turn up. And Ian White, that was just a good performance from Justin Pipe. But Ron Meulenkamp is back in the 180s in the first leg. He might need a few more. Get some a little bit of a buffer in this leg against the throw.
What a response from Justin Pipe, though. 177 in reply.
Everything has changed about Ron Meulenkamp in the last couple of years, hasn't it? His weight, his look, he's got more tattoos, changed his throw, changed his darts. And it's testament to his ability as a dart player that he's able to change all of those things and still be world class.
Well, I think he's probably got better.
I think so too. I really do. Back in Risa last year, I was talking to Ron about a lot of things, and he's the kind of person that doesn't have a lot of negative aura about him. He's all positive.
Looks pretty positive.
91.
Just a little bit short on the double top. That leaves Justin Pipe a potential 2-dart checkout, but it is one of these awkward ones where he might not even get a dart for the leg. Could go double-double, but I think he's going to go 18s.
Yeah, I think it's covered because of the angle of the dart. Not far away. Just had a little glance as if to say, is it in? It wasn't. So I feel if Ron Meulenkamp is going to go deep this weekend, he's got to polish these things off quick for his own confidence, because he has missed a lot of doubles lately. That's more like it. Missed doubles did cost him at the UK Open against John Part. He did have a few missed doubles yesterday, but he gave himself a lot of opportunities because of his heavy scoring.
That's pretty much how it worked. And he's been very good this weekend when he gets that first dart right. Of doing exactly that.
It's very strange looking at slightly older photographs of Ron Meulenkamp, you know, from 2 or 3 years ago, and he just doesn't look like the same guy.
No, completely. It has been a transformation in his look and in his fortunes in PDC darts.
It's almost the same attitude that Jamie Lewis had. Jamie was, you know, his lifestyle wasn't particularly perfect. He looked in the mirror one day and said, you know what, if I want to be a professional dart player for the next 20 years, I've got to do something about this. He did something about it, and he's maintained his healthier lifestyle. And it's something that Ron has done. He took measures. And he's now committed to the future. It looks great for it.
Yeah, he does. Oh, Justin dropped a dart there. Ron just checking himself, readdressing the board.
Checking himself before he wrecks himself.
That's exactly it.
It's about as a millennial thing as I'll ever see it. But he's in again. 3 already. Only like 2.
Pure fire from Ron Meulenkamp.
Biggest 180 hitter in world darts at the minute.
Well, he's certainly up there this weekend. 9 already this weekend. And there are parallels between here and Risa for Ron Meulenkamp as he looks at 45. Double top the target. Yeah, very strong leg of darts from the Dutchman. Yeah, because in Risa, when he made that Euro Tour semi-final, his best run in a PDC event, he managed to come through his first round game. Did so against Mick McGowan pretty simply. Then he took out one of the top seeds in Michael Smith. Big win for him that against Michael Smith, a 4-time Euro Tour winner. And the draw kind of opened up because then it was Josh Payne, an unseeded player. Then it was Dennis Nielsen in the quarterfinal, the Nordic and Baltic qualifier, obviously not a seeded player. And it only came to an end, his run in the semi-finals against Peter Wright, who went on to win the title, beating Kim Huybrechts. So John Part was always described by Wayne Mardle as the great opportunist. When the big boys went out, when you knew that there was a chance, when the draw opened up, you've still got to play well. You're still up against quality players.
34.
But at least on paper, it's a slightly easier route for you into the latter stage of the tournament. That's when you have to take your chances. That's when you have to step up. And it's easier said than done, because how many times have we seen the big names go out and you think, oh, this is the moment for X, Y, Z, for them to really go on and do something they've not done before. And it doesn't happen. They go out in the next round. They don't play to their best.
We used to say that about Wade, you know.
Well, Wade won how many? 7 major titles, I think it is. But the first, is it 5, maybe 6 of them? I don't think he ever beat Phil Taylor on the way to the final, because he was always winning every time. Every time Taylor went out, Wade nipped in there and got it.
Beat him in the Championship League, of course, but we gave him the nickname the janitor because he was always cleaning up. He did it at the UK Open 2011.
Did it the match play, I think.
Terry Jenkins took out Phil Taylor and he went on to win that. beat Terry in the final.
And look, we know that James Wade is one of the greatest players that's ever played the game. But at that time, Taylor was the dominant force, and he was winning most things he entered. But when he went out, then James Wade was there to pick up the pieces and go, thank you very much, I'll have the title then. And it's about being to step up and play your best and take those opportunities. And John Part was an expert at it, three-time world champion. Lo and behold, we saw a 20-minute spell at the UK Open where Michael van Gerwen and Peter Wright both went out, and John Part made his first quarter-final for 6 years in a major tournament. The arch opportunist at it again as Justin Pipe looks at double 12 to get a leg on the board.
2 sixes back to the right.
He likes this area of the board, leaves double 13 a lot.
66.
And he won't be that bothered about missing outside. And in fact, even if he does come inside on the double 6, Justin Pipe, the way his darts land, double 3 is not a bad double for him to go for.
Yeah, I absolutely echo that, because he has a flat dart. Got to get it this time though, Justin. Can't give Ron a shot at 2020 ball, and he knows that. We'll find out what he likes about double 3 right now.
He's got to miss low if he's missing. Oh, no, no, no.
No score. Run you require.
Well, this will sting if this goes in. 20s should be the target. That's a great dart. Double 15. Awkward double for lefty, but he's made sure of that. That is clinical stuff, and the crowd love it.
Full leg run to
That's a shot to be applauded. 90 is not an easy shot for a lefty, especially when Ron is a little bit to the left of the hockey.
He's quite a long way left.
He's got to go quite a long way to double 15.
59.
Something I've noticed about Justin's game as well is a little bit of a snatch in some of the throws that he gives is starting to creep into the game. That's a beautifully thrown dart, that one there. Lovely extension of the arm. That one as well, but sometimes he gets the odd little bit of a twitch.
93.
Yeah, it's not the full extension of the arm, is it? It just sort of lets go and the arm stops. And that, you might think, well, what does that matter? Because he's already let go of the dart, but it does have an effect, doesn't it? It's about how you let go of it. And by extending the arm fully, you're making sure that it's thrown with purpose, it's the same power.
It's about what actually comes later from the snatch of the dart. It can get into something worse. Right now, there's nothing wrong with this.
All sorts of things.
What a 180 that is. You could fit another 9 in there.
180 greeted by boos by this Leverkusen crowd.
You know how he feels.
100.
Got a new array of very bright shirts.
I like the new Justin shirt.
He's got the blue one, the orange one yesterday.
Is it back to back?
He's in again.
140.
Imagine if Luke Woodhouse, who throws the longest stems in world darts, was using the long points of Justin Pipe.
They are monstrously long points, those. It's pretty much, the points are
100.
almost as long as the barrel itself.
Require 88.
We tried having a throw at Justin's darts.
I can't, well, I mean, I can't get any dart to go where I want it, but even less so with Justin's.
Very, very difficult. I don't know how he throws them.
Is that in? It looks in, double 7.
74.
Wired it.
Well, the 90 in the last leg was beautifully done. This is very, very hard. 2 treble 17s. The right way to go for me. Love that route. And he somewhat throws those away as if to say, well, I don't expect Justin to miss this, but he's left 58 just in case Justin can't polish off double 7. And much like double 3, he's got to be low on the first one if he's going to miss. Good adjustments. Very good dart to get his first leg on the board. That is a break of throw, confirmed by the referee. And Justin is going to take his time, gather his thoughts, lubricate the tonsils.
Game on.
And off we go again. We knew this battle was going to be not as deliberate as some of the other games. It was going to be less rhythmic.
Well, you only have to look at the averages over there. These guys have both played 2 games this weekend coming into this. Justin's gone 83, 90 in terms of his averages, and Ron's been around the 90 mark in both games. So we knew that with these 2 in action, one of them was going to have to really up their game to dominate. Ron certainly did that for the first 3 legs of this. And you can see the overall event averages 91 and 86. I mean, Justin Pipe, I remember Justin Pipe making it all the way to a Euro Tour final in Venray. And the draw kind of opened up for him there. I think he played 1 player inside the top 25 in the world and found his way through to the final and didn't average more than around 92.5 for the entire weekend. But he was taking his chances. In the end, he ran into Michael van Gerwen, who obliterated him in the final 6-0.
134.
You can only beat who's in front of you.
Well, look, it doesn't matter if you get to 6 legs. Michael van Gerwen was saying the other night, and after his Premier League win, yet another Premier League victory for Michael van Gerwen, as he closes in on winning the league stage once again. Every single year he's played it, he's won the league stage. And he was saying, oh, look, I just want to get the win. Yes, of course I want to throw records, and I want to be throwing 120 averages and smashing people up to 0. I like doing that. I like sending out statements and messages to my rivals. But ultimately, I don't care as long as I win.
You'd rather win with a 60 average and lose with 120.
Well, that's true.
Ever so slightly different feelings, though. When you win with a 60, you feel,
45.
have I won that? Well, when you lose with a 120, which has happened in the past, you just think, wow, how good did they play it? Or how did I lose that one?
Well, we've certainly seen on the Euro Tour over the last few years, players losing with averages in the 110s.
140.
MVG's done it. Barney's been beaten with 113 average. Pipe looking at a 129. 57 scored.
Double-double, potentially.
Do you like 2 doubles in the same bed here?
2 double 18s or 60 for double 6? I think with Ron on 110, that was probably the right player.
97.
I think if he was on 32 or something, he probably would have gone for double-double. But there's no certainty that this will go. He gets a treble with the first start, it might. Stays downstairs for 51 now. That would have left tops. So Justin has been
17.
justified, or justified,
32.
by not going for double-double, because now he has 32, an area of the board that he does like. Needs to do a Richard, go north. Needs to do an opposite of a Steve and go east.
16.
Too far.
On you require 32.
3 darts missed for Justin Pipe to cut the gap. On Meulenkamp is 3 legs clear once more.
6-leg run to throw first. Game on.
4th time these 2 have met. Justin won the most recent one, but that was a last leg decider at the Players' Championship finals in Minehead. That's the only big stage game they'd played prior to today. 2 previous ones were both in Barnsley on the Pro Tour. Both of them won 6-3 by Ron the Bomb.
60.
One thing you will say for Justin, look, I mean, he's won a handful of PDC titles. He's won one of these, of course. It was all around 2011, 2012, when he really was storming up the rankings.
I remember playing in a final against him in Benidorm, 2012.
57.
Playing so well that day, and I really fancied taking him out. He absolutely nailed me in the final 6-0. I got a couple of shots at a double. He obliterated me. He played so well.
Right, there was a couple of years spell where Justin Pipe was, I mean, a genuine top force in World Darts. 3-time major semi-finalist. He's not been very far away in the past from going further than that. Always used to play well at Minehead, down his part of the world, from Taunton in Somerset. Just seemed at home on the big stage, and that experience is massive. And I think perhaps the new generation of players who've come along, the likes of Ron Meulenkamp over the last few years, who've been fast-tracked. As he fires in another 180, that's his 4th in this game. They've been fast-tracked into being very capable big stage players by these tournaments. Because Justin used to always say it takes a couple of years to learn how to win on the floor. That's what he did. And a couple of years to learn how to win on the stage. Now, you're playing on big stages week in, week out if you're getting on the Euro Tour. And you're learning how to handle these massive crowds, these massive stages, the pressure. And you are learning much more quickly because you're getting many more opportunities.
Absolutely well put. Meulenkamp is doing a very good job in this leg of keeping Justin at bay. And you can see, probably in the next leg, the split screen there, you can see the board on the left. If you look at the right-hand side of that split screen, you can actually see Ron Meulenkamp's flight going by. Check it out in the next leg. That's how far left he is on the hockey. Tops. Now tens. To be one away. And that is right in the middle. Very well executed by the bomb.
And you know what? His average has been creeping up and up. And a 15 darter there, that's around about the 100 average. He is averaging around about that 100 mark. 98.27.
Winner, of course, plays Rob Cross or Richard North. You can see that little flick on the screen there. That's Ron Meulenkamp's arm coming through. His arm is coming in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So you can see how far away he is from the center of the hockey.
Well, we used to have one of the many technical innovations that we've had on the Euro Tour was gilding cam. Because Andrew Gilding used to stand so far over to the left-hand side, he would stand in the way of the camera. There's a little bit more gilding than there is around the bomb nowadays. But you can kind of see he's a long way over there. It's one of the reasons why his darts seem to go in at strange angles, because he's thrown from way over on the left-hand side. And it's not causing him any problem, because that is 5 180s for Ron Meulenkamp. He hit 7 against Gurney.
But the big difference today is that checkout percentage. That is vastly better than yesterday. Looking very likely it could be 6-1. Because he's back in that 60 again. Very good indeed. Will it be a 6th? 180. There's a little bit of a accentuation at the end. We're talking about ballet moves yesterday with certain people. That was more of a theatrical gesture.
Well, Justin Pipe may fire in a big 3-treble visit here, and it'll be little more than a gesture if Ron Meulenkamp takes out the 82, because it'll complete a 6-1 win. As it is, settles for the 135, leaves him 90, but Ron the bomb to close this one out. Magical dart. He's gone even further left for the double 16. And the double 8 is there. He seals it with a 12-dart leg. Ron Meulenkamp has put in by far his best display of the weekend. An average of 101.44. The force could not live with him this afternoon. And Meulenkamp is through to the quarter-finals of the European Darts Open. One more win against Richard North or Rob Cross, and he will equal his best ever run on the Euro Tour. But genuinely, if he plays like that, he's got a chance of going even further than that. We are going to find out who he's going to face in the quarterfinals in just a few moments' time, as the number 4 seed and world champion Rob Cross faces Richard North.
101er Average. Das trotz des doch eher langsamen Wurfrhythmus in diesem Match. Ron, congratulations. Was not the fastest match we ever seen, but it was a good quality. You played an average of 101. Difficult to play a guy who's throwing not that fast?
No, not really. For me, I'm not that fast, so I can adapt and I can get in the rhythm. It's not too bad, but a few sloppy darts here and there, but I'm all right.
My feeling is you're much more relaxed on stage in compared to last year, perhaps, 2017. Justin Pipe.
About me, more relaxed, yeah. Well, it's all experience, you know. And I mean, Justin is a big experienced guy. I don't think he deserves the booing, but if I look at my own game, I think I can improve and continue like this. Yes.
Rob Cross could be the next opponent. special match then?
Yeah, why not? Just like I said yesterday, each game as it comes. So we'll see. I think he has to play very well to beat his next opponent, and if he does, then I'm ready.
Yeah, that's cool. See you later again. Thank you very much. Ron Meulenkamp. Der auf mich irgendwie deutlich entspannter wirkt.